This is the hierarchy of Vodou. Anytime people want to talk about Vodou, they want to talk about zombies, they want to talk about spirit possession, they want to talk about the spirits and the sacrifices. It's not the way the religion is arranged. The top of the pile is Bon Dieu. It's God the Creator. I don't ever just call him God because people misperceive that as the Christian God. And while Vodou only serves one God, God the Creator, it doesn't deny the existence of all the other gods. So if anyone in here believes in a God other than God the Creator from the Bible, Vodou says any way that you can get to spirit is just fine. It, however, only serves God the Creator. It does have a little bit of a different take on God, though. Where Christians, and I will use a lot of comparisons to Christianity because that, as a knowledge base, is what we're going to be most familiar with. Christians will pray directly to God. They will ask God for things. That doesn't happen in Vodou. In Vodou, the only time that you talk to God is to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you've created. Thank you for what you have done. Thank you for my life, for my family, for the food. We don't ask God for anything. We consider that he's aloof. He did the creating. He's kind of busy. So we have Sanset Yo, our ancestors. Now, I need to make a language distinction here because people say, well, you worship your ancestors? No, I worship God. I respect my ancestors. I respect history. I respect what came before. Because no matter what came before, it had a part in what we have today, good or bad. And your ancestors are thought to be benevolent spirits. And I know this is the point where a lot of people are like, oh, crazy Vodouists, they believe in spirits. A lot of people who aren't Vodouists believe in ghosts. They believe in angels. We just don't think about it. When we hear the word voodoo, we start thinking there's something crazy going on. But there's actually a lot of interaction with the spirit world out there. And ancestors are benevolent spirits. They're the ones that protect the family. They're in charge of the children. They're the ones that keep you happy and balanced, protect your home, keep you healthy. So instead of asking God for simple things like that, I would like my son to grow up, strong and be a good person, I'm going to talk to Grandma. And I'm going to say, Grandma, can you help me keep an eye on him, keep him on the straight and narrow? For a Vodouist, death is not an end. Death is a change. Just because someone is dead doesn't mean they're gone. And in fact, most Vodouists have a very active relationship with Sanset Yo. They have meals with their ancestors. They will create a meal for themselves, and they will set out a plate for their ancestors, or the foods that their ancestors like, and they will sit there and they will talk to them, and that may or may not be out loud. But think if you've had a beloved grandmother, grandfather, or an aunt, someone that's passed, and something in your life happens, you just wish that you could, you had them there to talk to. In Vodou, they're always there to talk to. The interesting thing is, most of us only remember, say, our grandparents. Maybe if we're lucky, our great-grandparents. I never got to meet mine. So Vodou has incorporated into it a special class of spirits that represent our unknown ancestors. Because history doesn't end with what we remember. I mean, it goes back infinitely. So everybody thinks the scary part of Vodou is all of these skulls that we have all over the place. And I even have skull tattoos. What the skulls stand for is our unknown ancestors. They're a connection to our past. They're about protection. They're about family. When I first did my research down in New Orleans, I went to my first ceremony before I was ordained. And to get to the place where the ceremony was being held, I had to walk down this alley that had these very large wooden fences on both sides with all these images of skeletons and skulls and gravestones. And I was seriously thinking to myself, what have I gotten myself into? Because at that time, I didn't understand the meaning behind the skulls. And again, this is something that's misperceived as something scary or dangerous or satanic. And it's very family-oriented, benevolent, and protective. And for the record, I'm always confused when people say that Vodouists are devil worshippers because there's no Satan in Vodou. So it would be really hard to worship him. So just if anybody ever says, oh, those people worship the devil, say no, they don't even acknowledge the devil exists.